talks, and I just.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Stasny. I'm sitting here with Roger Bundy. Together, we are Ted
And Roger.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tony Stasny. I'm sitting here with my dog, Aaliyah, and together we are Tony and the Aaliyah Show. But seriously, folks, this is the Ted and Tony Show. Wait, no.
Ted and Tony Talks.
This is Ted and Tony Talks.
It's mostly Tony Talks, and I get interrupted, but yeah.
So this is, and I'm Tony Stasny. This is next to me is Ted Moss, and together we are the Ted. Why do I want to say the Ted and Tony Show?
Apparently, we're going to do something.
This is part 2, ladies and gentlemen, to our goal-setting retreat that we were on. We put a video out a few days ago, and in that video, we supplied you with a lot of useless information. But there was a little information that was good, and it was the whole idea of the goal-setting retreat. And Ted and I spent 12
Grueling.
long hours focusing in on our habits, our visions, our goals. And when I say habits, and we talked about this before, there are subtle, unconscious habits that we have that hold us back from achieving greater success and whatever success looks like to you. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so when you can take time, and I mean seriously, 12 hours of focused time on yourself, you can really accomplish a lot. And we did. And for those of you that follow Ted and Tony Talks, I think they'd be proud of us here.
Yeah, we're gonna
because we actually
give
have an
you
agenda to talk about today.
Some content.
Some
useful.
content,
Yeah.
and here it is. So, the things we don't realize, like here's one thing that came out of the retreat for me. Social media apps on my phone distract the crap out of me, and I didn't. I mean, I'd known it, but I didn't really realize it until, ladies and gentlemen, Ted and I spent all this freaking time together talking about what holds us back. So, at the end of that retreat, I deleted the social media apps off my home screen. Now, here's the second piece to this. If anybody knows how to actually remove the damn app from my phone, I can't even find that on YouTube.
I told you to run the phone over with your truck.
So that's that. Ted, can we talk about the remote control thing, about the distractions, the television?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So, first of all, I realized I said I procrastinate, but I really realized, and you realized too, procrastination comes from distractions, right? And we broke that down. You talk about your 3-2-1 exercise later. But that's how I was able to figure out. So, I'm working at home, television's there, I got to turn the TV off. I get distracted. And I work at home a lot and at night a lot with the job that I have. So, I had to literally take the remote control, and it was a simple solution, and put it upstairs. I'm too lazy to go upstairs. And I'm like, that's it.
Yeah, now here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's so, this just happened the other day, so can we fail at this? Absolutely. But it's a step in the right direction. So what came out of the retreat for me, for us, realistic dreams, like financial goals. When I say realistic, I mean things that you can actually achieve. I'm in BNI. I'm a regional director for BNI, which makes it I surround myself with business owners, small business owners. So I see rags to riches stories. They happen. I see them. You're a success story. I mean, for crying out loud, you used to have hair.
I did, and I grew it myself, organically.
Can we talk about
my hair?
Crib Check? Can we talk Crib Check?
Sure, yeah. No, absolutely.
So you grew that company from nothing
Zero.
to having nothing.
But I'm going to have it again. I grew it into a, not to brag, multi-million-dollar company. 30 employees. It's now a Inc. 500 company, still in business. I sold it in 2015. Started with literally $100, a Radio Shack phone, and a table made out of drywall in a basement. It sounds like a story, but really. And grew that company, had it for 25 years, sold it. But what got me there was always learning and goal setting, and I learned this from my good friend Tony Robbins, was goal setting, right? But every time I don't do it, every time I don't do what we did, I struggle. And you have to constantly go back to the basics.
Back to what I was freaking saying.
You interrupted me.
I did, didn't I?
No, I interrupted you.
You did. You interrupted me.
I did, sorry.
I want to talk about my previous successes of setting goals. So, and here they are. You know, back in, I don't know, my dad's been dead like 4 years now. I realized that I was only, it's okay, I'm okay. I realized that I was only seeing my dad, this goes back about 10 years ago. I only seen him like 4 times a year. I go deer hunting with him, and then that was like a week out of the year, and then I wouldn't see him that often. I'd see him like 4 times a year. And so one of my resolutions back like 10 years ago was I wanted to have breakfast with my father once a week, and he agreed to it. So for the last 2 years of his life, the last 2 years of his life before he went into the nursing home, the last 2 years, we spent every Sunday at Jennifer's Restaurant in Strongsville at 7:30, he picked the time, 7:30 a.m. every Sunday morning. So that's just one thing that came out of, and I'll tell you what, take the money aside, like we set goals to achieve more success and blah, blah, blah. That alone was successful. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
There's a call coming through. I know it's Medina.
She has no caller ID. I think she's in the mob. Medina, why are you interrupting Ted and Tony Talks? Medina,
Is it still
Hobart.
recording, you think?
Yes, it is still recording.
We got to get one of those director
great,
things.
yeah.
Can you get one?
Yeah.
We got to get one for this.
I'll get it. My daughter has one because she's never talked about that later.
What?
I can talk about what benefits I got. out of
Yeah. So listen, some of the successes that I've had in the past by setting goals in a retreat type of a setting are, I wrote my book. I wrote a book, 52 Ways Skyride Sales Career.
Good book.
Oh, by the way, listen, so the other day, check this out. I got a phone call from some cat in Texas. He wants to order 5 of my books for his crew, for his sales
Really?
crew. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can say cat because I was in a band.
Right,
I was in a
right,
band
yeah.
once, so I can say cat.
So you were a vet.
So this cat called me and he's like, "Hey Tony, your book really helped me. I want to buy 5 or 6 copies at a discount for my team, for my sales team in Texas." I'm like, "Shit, yeah." So that's kind of cool.
True.
But I wrote my book because of that. The Next Level magazine. This is what comes out now. The Next Level magazine, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you about this. I sat down. For my goals, for my resolutions, I want to start a newsletter. And so I wrote it down, and then 4 months later, I realized I never touched it. And here's the reason why we want to review our goals, ladies and gentlemen, because I forgot. I forgot that I wanted to start this newsletter. Hi, puppy, how you doing? I forgot. So when I reviewed my goals in like April of whatever year that was, 18, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to start a newsletter. And I do. And I have a successful magazine now. It's called the Next Level Magazine. If you're not on the mailing list, you can call me and I'll put you on it. What else? What about you, Ted?
Well, you talked about goals, so I put my goals and all of our findings and my notes and all these different things in here in writing so that I can review it easily. And I keep it on the desk next to me. The other thing I got out of it was time blocking. I got lazy. These are things I already knew. I wasn't time blocking. My day would get chaotic and I'd get overwhelmed. And then some of the other things that came out of it too is just those habits for me spiritually, right? Just taking time to pray, taking time to get focused in the morning, working out, taking the time to prepare, sharpening the saw, right? And every time I don't do it, things get chaotic. And this goal setting brought me back to center.
Yeah.
Equally important though is you're right. Like there's things that I've accomplished in life. Whether it was, at one point paying off debt, at one point it was getting a house, one point it was getting a car, whatever those things are, and building a business, I couldn't have done it if I didn't write it down. If you don't have a roadmap, how are you going to get to where you're going?
And reviewing them. Like I like how you got it in a binder. I printed up 2 copies. I got one upstairs in my bedroom. I've got one downstairs here in the office, and I even took screenshots of it, and it's on my phone. So instead of looking at social media crap, I can look at my goals on a regular basis, so that's cool. We talked about anchoring habits when we were on our little retreat. Anchoring habits is here a couple examples. So 15, 20 years ago, however long it was, I went and the dentist was scraping this thing on my teeth, and I said, "That was horrible. What do I have to do, doctor?" to never have you do that again. And he said, you know what he said?
But
He said, start flossing your teeth. And I'm like, my mother told me that for years. So from that point forward, that was like 15 years ago, I started to floss. Now, where am I going with this? Here's where I'm going. The floss, I anchored the floss next to the toothpaste.
your thumb.
Anchored it next to the toothpaste. So it's always there. When I open up the medicine cabinet, every night it's there. I anchored it there. I wanted to start taking multivitamins, ladies and gentlemen, a long time ago. And so what I did was I anchored them and I put them in a fishbowl, on the kitchen table. So every time I ate my food, I saw the vitamins. It was anchored. Do you see what I'm saying? Here's another idea. Expo marker Velcroed onto your bathroom mirror. And if you get my Next Level newsletter, I have a story about building habits in there. If you take an Expo marker, you can write on glass, on a mirror, just like you could on a whiteboard. So things that you always forget to do, you can write on your bathroom mirror. So the thought is anchored right there on your bathroom mirror. We got to cut
Can
that
you use
one.
that?
Yeah.
You can't use that? Sorry.
So we talked about anchoring habits. We talked about accountability, holding people accountable. That's what I do as a coach. You hold people accountable to their goals. Accountability is big. And then finally, time blocking. Guys, that's probably one of the biggest things. And I don't know if I told you this, but so we spent all day on Saturday going over, just reflecting on our habits, good habits, bad habits, people in our life. We talked about things we want to achieve, where we're at now, ideas. Like, it was a really good session. But I didn't tell you this. On Sunday, the next day, I came home and I spent 4 or 5 hours sitting down and organizing those goals. And some of the things I wanted to achieve on a regular basis, I put them in a time block folder. Like, these are the things that need to be time blocked because I want to create more structure in my life. So one thing that I did was I created, and we had success. We started this week, Movie Night Monday. Movie Night Monday.
Not me and him.
No. Me and my granddaughter, and soon, so me and my granddaughter, and soon my daughter. We did a movie night Monday where we sit down at like 6:30 after dinner and we're going to watch a cool movie. This week it was Scarface. Next week it's going to be Goodfellas. I'm not really sure what the following week's going to be, but she's 5. She's learning to appreciate these things. And then finally, and we just talked about it, reviewing our goals. And we just talked about that.
We did.
I don't know what else to say.
Well, I just want to say one thing too. One of the other accomplishments.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in attending a goal-setting retreat, I didn't like the way that sounded. If you're interested in attending a goal-setting retreat next year,
I think you started with this. So that's it. This is goal setting part 2. If you got any value out of this and you're interested in attending a goal setting retreat, that's what you want to say.
yes. You think this is easy looking at the two? Like, what I'm laughing at is knowing that other people, there's like, I don't know, 30 people only watch this thing.
1 million subscribers.
We do have 1 million
Look,
subscribers.
hit subscribe.
Thank you, YouTube.
Thank
we just
you.
hit 1 million subscribers
1 million
on my channel.
1 million subscribers.
That is
I
fantastic.
look like Dr. Evil.
I'm not mini-me, am I? So if you would be interested in attending a goal-setting retreat next year, actually be later this year, let me know. Send me an email, comments, I don't know, get a hold of me somehow. It'll be like a weekend retreat kind of a thing, somewhere within a couple hour drive.
There'll be Twister.
There will be. We will play Twister, and vegetable oil. We will have vegetable oil and the board game Twister.
Festival. Can we do olive oil?
Ladies.
If you want to get in my Mercedes.
That's it. Ted and Tony.
That's it.
Where we bring you 8 minutes of absolutely nothing.
We talk about Planet Fitness now?
No.